उठा इता खाना हो गया जल खाबो. So the past 2 days, ever since I landed in this capital of West Bengal, and also the uh, hot seat of the election list, or if we were to really take all the states which are going to polls in for their own respective assemblies, Kolkata, Bengal is like no other, which is why I thought I have to take whatever kasht that I have to come from my place in Bangalore and be here, speak to people here, make my notes, understand the place and state better, than only rely on those who are showing us only one side of the battle, which is the politician side of the battle. So, okay, let me just give you, those of you who are following my travels in this place, I thought I will give you a sense of who I've been meeting, what has been the general mood in the very, very limited this thing. So I'm not even predicting or answering when someone's saying, Vasanthi, so what's the mood like? Who's going to win? Is it Didi or is it BJP? No, I'm not making any such claims, simply because I don't even have that expertise nor the right to pass any verdict without actually talking to or getting a better sense of people there. So, but I can tell you what I have observed. Like this morning, I was in South Calcutta in a place called Dhakuria, and that's it's a railway station. I mean, it's a station that gets a lot of trains that are coming in from South Bengal into Kolkata. So it's obviously got a lot of people who come here to make a livelihood. So I met people who are domestic workers, those who sell fish and vegetables coming out of the train. I met someone who's a painter, plumber, who comes from the South Paraganas district, South Chobbis Paragana. It's one thing to learn to be able to say words and names of people and places exactly the way it's meant to be said. This is something. I met a chef yesterday, Amitabh Chakraborty, and it was so fascinating to hear from him. It's not just about food recommendations. Of course, Calcutta is great for its food, for its sweets particularly, whether it's the shondesh or the rasagullas or what have you. But it's also more to know about how has cuisine changed over the years. One of the interesting things that he was telling me was about the hilsa fish. Now, how many of you have actually tasted the hilsa or you make it at home? I was, first of all, he and another friend were very disappointed that I am a vegetarian, and so I don't, that they can't feed me half the delicious stuff that this place is known for. But one thing that I got to know about how hilsa fish used to taste a particular way, and it doesn't anymore. And the fact that Bangladesh, for example, where you get some of the best hilsa, apparently doesn't export it to India anymore. Now, these are stories which are really worth finding out more about. Now, for those of you who are asking, saying, okay, so what's the mood in Bengal? Is it Didi? Is it BJP? Let me tell you that in Dhakuria, people who are coming in from South Bengal, as I was telling you, the mood was very much pro-Didi. Like they felt that, of course, not all of them were happy with the things that they had received as compensation during Corona. There were some people who did get the dal and chawal. One woman said soya bean, but then the other said no, we didn't get soya bean through the ration. But and then you saw the video. In case you haven't seen, please go back to my wall and see, for example, what this other guy who I was talking to, who was also a migrant laborer. He's a painter who comes from his village every day into Kolkata, and He said, हाँ पैसा तो आया है. तो I said, वो केंद्र सरकार का था. I mean, was it central government or was it दीदी's सरकार? So he said, नहीं, ये तो केंद्र सरकार का था. So and then he made this very revealing line, or what in Rajnikant parlance would be called as a punchline, right? So he said, काम करता है मोदी, नाम लेता है दीदी. So you saw him say that in the video. Yes, please. Yeah, you can watch whatever on my timeline. You can share it, and for all those of you who have already shared it amongst your own groups and WhatsApp groups, Tahe dil se shukriya, abhar. Thank you for being my ambassador, so to speak, as I, as a non-Bengali non-Bangla woman attempt to understand this great land. So I'm in fact planning to go and start my travels tomorrow or probably the day after into the constituencies and districts in North Bengal. So I might be, for instance, going into Darjeeling. I might take the train from Kolkata to New Jalpaiguri, and from there I might go to Cooch Behar, because that is a place that's fermenting a lot of political action between communities that we don't understand much of, like in Cooch Behar particularly, there are those who would the Rajbangshis, as they would be called here, there and or the Motuas. These communities are now politically important and a factor, particularly if you want to understand how is BJP gaining in Bengal. So these are pretty much the things that I wish to understand. Also, then later to travel to Murshidabad and this thing. So it's good when I get connected to a lot of people. So if you have your friends or people there, I certainly intend to go to tea gardens and particularly understand the not just the plight of tea workers, but what's happening. Why is the tea sector in so much distress while we all buy so much tea and chai? So on that note, let me say namaskar and because I am certainly going to more than Jol Khabo in this East Bengal restaurant that my friend Sucharita Guha, my new friend, in fact, you know what, I'm yet to meet her, but she's been so thoughtful. She's even had me picked up, and I would like to thank Saraswati Narayan for making this beautiful connection happen. Yesterday was delightful. I met my very, very favorite journalist who has been in Kolkata, such a guide, Rajashri Das Gupta, and then of course besides Chef Amitabh, I also met Ronit Mukherjee, who's doing his research and is interested in psephology. So I think he might even come with me for a little bit. So all these things and the insights that are getting accrued, I'm trying to put them down in notes. So today after lunch, I'm actually going to a cafe, sitting down alone, or rather, to a place where I can just quietly write and then of course be able to write articles and do podcasts. So yeah, thank you.